Quem lembra do nosso ladies and my perdão.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's Friday night. You got your favorite two. That's right. Mrs. Bossman, Midnight Rider, Sideline Junkies, Podcast Network. What if I told you this is called the Friday Night Freestyle? But Ms. Bossman, what if I told you that's the second best intro of ours? You have no sound. Yeah. I know what that said because I read your lips, but you have no sound right now. Oh man. Oh man. B Swing Flying Brian says, welcome back. You still can't hear you. Hop out the studio and hop back in. Yeah, because you're gonna be right back. I understand what you're saying. I read lips well, I think. I don't know. Calm down. Maybe not. Oh, this is fun. Starting off the day correct, baby. So we got an interesting show. We have, since it is the Friday freestyle, we got a couple things going. We're gonna talk about the process and the start of the process. Um, what is she doing? Let's remove that and add that. Still can't hear you. Check your settings. Check your settings. You're fine. All right, so we got the process, and that's going to feature Mrs. Bossman talking about um her last 2 weeks. Then after that, we got a little bit of bronze to Philly talk. Ain't gonna be much. And then to close it out, we got a title for it. I'm just gonna call it open forum. We're gonna do it that way. Check your microphone sound first. See if that's up or if it's on low. And then after you do that, so at the bottom you see a wheel. Hit the wheel, and then check your audio. And see if you got alternate default speakers or which your speakers are set on. So while we're working through technical difficulties, let's go ahead and start with the second topic because um still can't hear you now. All right. So second topic is Braun to I got you. Braun to Philly, which was pretty interesting. Um not what I expected to happen today, but he's very smart because in this world, if you know media and the cycle of information, this was the best time to drop this information because it wouldn't get lost. It's right before all the teams start reporting to training camp. So this information would not get lost in the shuffle that is the NFL coming back. So he waited to the very last minute, essentially, before the NFL got started so he can get his information out there. Now, this is the same man that tries to convince the world that basketball still owns Christmas. But this dude can't even do his announcement because he's scared that it's going to get drowned out by football. That's why he waited till today. That's why today had to happen. This had to be the cutoff date. Because next week, once every team starts getting into camp and you start getting camp practices, it's all over in the news cycle. Basketball goes way to the back burner unless something dramatic happens. And I don't think he's dramatic enough to shift that atmosphere and make things change. We're going to go testing.
Look, I
There you
used
go.
fuck it.
All right. There we go.
Hmm.
We got sound. All right. So I kind of jumped over the opening because you were going to be the first part of this, but since you
But
had
we're
a
gonna
little technical
talk
difficulty,
about LeBron, right?
we're gonna talk about LeBron real quick. Finish
Uh,
this up, and then because it's on you, I've kind of gave my opinion.
hey.
So if you don't have a thought on it, that's cool.
Well, this is third big team. Well, no, fourth
Yes.
big team. Third or
Yep.
fourth.
Four.
Yeah, fourth big team. And you're getting $8 million for 2 years. First year is up front. We know he has to play. The second year is pretty much
It's a
a
player option,
so why not? If he
right?
can get time to rest, let him rest. Hey, Flying Brian.
You ain't hit the sounder for yourself.
Well, I forget it's in here, right?
Oh, I don't know if it's in this studio.
Oh, it's in here, yeah.
It should, yeah, I would say
That's my old one.
yeah, that's it, man. That's money. Oh, speaking of which, money. The way y'all in the show now with the Ric Flair, I was scared. I didn't think we could do that, but it looks like you guys haven't been flagged for it. So until something comes up, I
Look, ain't
can't
nobody
really roll with it.
paying no attention so far. So we just gonna leave it at that. But
Say it again.
I said really ain't nobody paying us no attention so far. So just we gonna leave it at that.
Oh, we don't worry about the paying attention. We're doing this
No, I'm
because we
talking
love to
about
do
as
this.
far as because we're just starting. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? So they got more eyes on the bigger shows, the ones
Oh,
that create more of an attention. So hey, let the little guy get by. Right now we just that's all.
I thought if we got flagged, that would be a good thing. That means people are noticing. So
Getting
yeah, that's
flag,
true too.
getting flagged costs us money.
yeah,
We don't like having to dish out money. So I'm like, if you're agreeing to said fee, then do it all you want. Cause I ain't that
I got
that's
you.
financial expenses that I ain't got at the moment.
Okay.
I got a barber to pay now.
So how does that? Well, we'll get to that 1 second. Brian, do you have any thoughts on Brian going to Philly besides your co-host just saying that he's going to put him in the deep freezer, probably in the deep freezer Hall of Fame because he's
yeah.
going to another super team.
It's funny because I was working on like a funny bit for when we do our segment on Tuesday. That's still in the works, but I mean, yeah. So he took the minimum and he's going to a super team. So clearly he wants another title, right? So that's the
Yep,
only reason he's sticking around.
yep. And he talked like, "Oh, I was going to retire." No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
That
So
nigga ain't.
he found him another reason to get somewhere else where he can not paid, but he knows alone. If you haven't heard, Fanatics has already sold out of his jersey, his Philadelphia jersey.
Why
So
wouldn't they?
that's right. And he's going to a fan base that I hope he don't listen to the radio a lot because WIP alone, those fans go on the phone and they will talk
Voice
about
their
you.
concerns.
Yes,
Like
yes,
today, they don't give two shits. If you're gonna represent them correctly. Don't play
exactly,
with.
exactly. And that's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
full fledged. Um, colorful language is the word I want to use for
That's
this
beautiful.
situation. So, but yeah, I just wanted to touch on that just because that was kind of the news of the day. Um, so let's go ahead, and it's funny that we kind of open with Philly because they had a thing called trust the process. But for you, we want to talk about the process.
Yes,
Um,
that was
you
perfect.
know, I do a little thing,
Mm-hmm.
do a
Mm-hmm.
little thing here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say I'm the hardest working man in podcast land, but we're not gonna go into that.
Look here.
Um,
Look, just go ahead and plaster your face to the damn intro of every goddamn show, cause you're gonna be
oh man,
the
but
same.
so
Look what
last week you were out. We have the correspondent in taking your place because you were doing some things. talk about the things you had going on, and then even get into the other part of that, because obviously your doctor believed in DJ Khaled and decided to do another one. Everybody will understand what I'm talking about after you tell the story.
So I had VP shunt surgery on last Friday, the 17th, and I was up and talking like a retard once the anesthesia wore off. But I was in at 7:30. I might have been out by 11:30, 12 o'clock ish. It took longer than expected, but I got some beautiful stitching though. That man know what he doing. My little horseshoe, and then I got stapled at the bottom. So I have it's like it's a little machine that's right here,
Mm-hmm.
and they drill a hole into my skull, and then they put a catheter in, and then the catheter leads from the bottom, from the device itself to from the bottom of the neck all the way to my stomach, following my collarbone. That shit hurts. But when he put the catheter in, he didn't like the way that it fell, so he was waiting for for my CAT scan to come back to see if he wanted to go back in and fix it, and I'll find out come next appointment, because he didn't say nothing, but he told Brian that my insides look a little retarded, but that kind of explains a lot because I am a little off. But the recovery is not that bad. I just can't cook. I can't pick up nothing over 10 pounds for the next 8 weeks. I can't drive, which is going to drive me fucking crazy, because I like to be able to get up and go, because the head movement that you need to actually check for traffic, the left, right, left, can't do that because the right is all out of whack. But it's been fun. These kids been getting on my damn nerves, but that's their job. My house went on like business as usual, minus me sleeping a lot. So I have been getting a lot of nap time in. So I will say that. But I love the cut. I can pull off anything. Yes, sir. How can I help you? High five. There you go.
So,
Mm-hmm.
that's my God.
We're not laughing at you. We were laughing at the comments.
Hey, I can't see.
I know. That's why Midnight to put them up.
So, boss said I tried to pay her doctor to put an on-off switch on her voice box.
Fuck you.
The mouth was 30 pounds itself.
I can agree upon that, yeah, because I don't shut up. You're going to hear my voice somehow, some way. I try my best to. I really do. But it don't seem to work out in my favor. And that's okay.
You forget I spent a whole fall with you guys, so I know what's going on. You and the three crazy girls. What was those three little girls from Laurel?
Yeah, but see, they can't escape me, so that's the difference.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Now, if you come spend the weekend, then it's a different story. You'd be like, yeah, she a little off.
No, we good. We good. I like our setup. I like our arrangement.
That's fine. That's cool. I cook though. I just told him yesterday I'm gonna have to show him how to make some baked ziti, because that's what I would like.
Okay.
So we made ribs last night. Put a nice little rub on them joints. Don't even have to use barbecue sauce if you don't want to. That, and then we did the little small petite potatoes. Cut the joints in half. Do them joints face down, and I use some used. See, people feel used grease is the best grease to use. You got people that like to use their bacon grease. I like to use my chicken / potato grease, because after you cook potatoes, it usually cleans the grease. It gets rid of all the little bits or whatever. So I use that. Put them damn potatoes face down, and it was his idea because I wanted baked potatoes. So he's like, let's do the little ones and get some chives and some sour cream and some cheddar cheese. Do that shit on top of the potatoes. Oh my gosh. It was really good. Mm-hmm.
So you saying that the boss can cook a little bit?
Kind of sort.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Kind of.
Brian, you got any questions for?
No, I'll get her recipe cards off the air.
Yes, please do. Please do.
So you got the second incision. I know you were up and moving or up and about after your surgery because sometime Friday we started having conversations, and I was like, "What is she doing? Like this chick won't just be still. Like just hit the on switch and just relax."
No,
I said brain surgery. I thought she'd been in the hospital for like a week. You were
I,
home in what, 2 days, right?
no, I came
Yeah,
home the next day.
The
The
next day.
I was home.
2 surgeries, still came home the next day.
Not
Yeah,
but brain surgery. Not
yeah,
Right,
surgeries. Brain surgery.
yeah. I was home the next day, and it was cool. I'm like, I was expecting to stay another day myself, but they was like, you can go home. I was walking on my own. I I
you were
had
definitely talking. You were definitely talking on your own.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, we heard that.
yep. The only thing that kind of
Literally.
got on my nerve was they got my pain medicine wrong. So we're
Right, I remember that.
overnight because they're not giving me what I would usually get at home, which pissed him off because he was like, for all of this, you can go home and if you need it, you can get it yourself. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
Versus like I asked for a Tylenol. It took them fucking 4 hours to give me 2 Tylenols.
right.
So
I get it.
that's like that. And then the food was nasty as hell. So I was ready to go. And then one of the chicks try to steal my damn food.
One of the nurses or one of
The,
the
the lady that did that was doing the cafeteria run stuff. Cause I
oh.
had put in my order online. I wanted it upstairs by like 11:15, 12 o'clock ish. So I called because it was almost 1. And I hadn't received my food. And they told me that it was coming upstairs. I ran into the chick in the hallway. She told me she didn't have my food. I called back downstairs, and all of a sudden, she's bringing me my damn food while I'm in physical therapy, which was like 2 minutes later.
Mm,
And then they brought me another one. By the time the other one came upstairs, I was asleep, took a nap. Brian took a couple of bites of that because it was a cheeseburger, which was
right.
fine. It wasn't super damn dry. And then we was on our way home.
Well, I mean, if you want to go to a hospital with good food, you gotta go to Howard University. I don't
Uh-uh.
know how good the surgeons are, but the food is on point.
Sibley Hospital is on point. When I tell you, they'll give you some stuff that you was like, why is this on the menu? Um, I had Creole shrimp and grits there, and oh my god, it was so good.
Is is Sibley the one in Silver Spring?
That's the one. It's off MacArthur Boulevard.
Okay,
Up
it's all the way uptown.
there with the.
Okay.
There you go. Hmm.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Now I'm trying to go where Josh was born because I was up there, and uh, that's another whole story. That's a whole nother story.
We got time.
Um,
Listening.
it's real simple. I mean, so um, I'm joking with my son's mother because he's a September baby. So September the 3rd that year, the Redskins opened up at home against the Bears.
Ooh.
Right? I have season tickets, so I'm looking at her like, "Hey, I don't know what you're trying to do, but this baby got to come before Sunday." All right. He's like, "Whatever. If he's come Sunday, you still gotta be here." I was like, "I don't know about this, right?" So fast forward, um, Thursday night before I go out to Fairfax because we're in like this flag football league. Um, had a good game, threw a couple TDs, boom, get back to the car, and I see my phone I got a message. So I'm like, all right, here we go. So check the message, drive from Fairfax to my house. Because I'm taking a shower because I know for a fact we're gonna be sitting for a minute. And ain't no need being funky around them people for all that time. So I took a quick shower. Boom. My dad wanted to go, and my best friend went with me. So we drive up to I forget what the name of that hospital is. Right there off of 495, heading in the Silver Spring area.
Oh,
And
Holy Cross.
yeah. So we
Mm-hmm.
go there, boom. We get there probably. So my game ended probably like at 9. I get there probably 10:30. So we're going through the motions, nothing. No movement, nothing. We end up having to um we were up until like 2. And they were like, well, we'll wait till the morning and then we're gonna try to induce. So about 9 o'clock, they go to induce, or they do the inducing thing around 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I'm standing there beside the bed because I'm waiting the whole time. You know, I done watched Grey's Anatomy. I done seen some shows, so I'm thinking they're gonna have the blue cover in the middle so I can't see everything. But when I said I saw everything, I saw everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, oh, hold her leg. I was like, hold on, this is how we got in this situation.
And
Hold
that's
her
how.
leg up.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I'm holding the leg, and I was like, I looked down, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go sit over here. So I sat down. Her mom stepped in.
Did you get this?
No, I didn't get dizzy.
Oh,
Didn't
okay.
get dizzy. No,
Okay.
I just needed air. It wasn't what I was looking for.
Poor baby.
Yeah, and the bad thing is after everything happened, he was born. I held him. Boom. I think I slept like I was the person that gave birth to him. Like I would sleep the whole time. Like anytime the nurses came in, and I give them credit, they had like this little small little couch type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. I was good.
You were emotionally drained. It's okay.
It was whatever it was, but yeah, I slept good. So that's all. That was the Josh story. I
Oh,
wasn't
cool.
expecting to have that today.
Got here before Sunday though,
Mm-hmm.
so you was able to go see the game. See
Yep.
me.
And then the first thing I bought him was LeVar Arrington onesie because you can't
Oh,
customize onesies. So if you could customize onesies, he'd have gotten a one with Conti on the back because we
oh,
don't like wearing anybody else's name on our backs.
got
But yeah, yeah. So as he
shoot.
got older and we started going to Nats games, he got him. I have my 10, so he got him a number 11 with Conti on the back. Now, of course, he can't wear it now, but yeah.
That's cute. Oh,
Yep.
okay, dude. At least look. At least she had it the old natural way. I've had 3 C-sections, and I got to see the last one because my surgeon was short. She was really short, so she had to stand up on a stool, and she the way she positioned the lights for the surgery,
Mhm.
I saw everything.
All right, here we go.
So
Baby
that.
talk. Baby
Mm-hmm.
talk on the sideline junkies.
Hey,
Ron,
look.
any story? Anything you want to offer?
Yeah, I mean, I only got one, and if people that watched it, he's been on, so he's 20. So it was a long time ago, but I remember we were there for 13, 14 hours waiting for her to have him natural, which was the plan. They came in probably, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the morning, and they were like, "All right, she's at 9 centimeters. We'll be back in an hour. Then we're gonna take her in, be ready to go." Like, great. Lay down, just kind of chill, for a minute, and they come back in an hour later, and they look down and they go, "Uh oh." What do you mean, uh-oh? Because you want to
Uh,
hear that.
with the
Right.
C-section.
Yeah, they were like, it's 8 centimeters. I was like, "Well, what does that mean?
Uh,
How's it go backwards?" Apparently, his head was so big, he was swelling her up, and he was so close, so they had to take her in and cut her open. So we were there for waiting for nothing. And
oh,
Mm.
then but they had the blue thing up for that, and I was
yeah,
behind
they
her.
did.
I
Yeah,
couldn't see nothing.
yeah.
And then
You're about,
they said
yeah,
they
see,
said
that's
you
the
want to
better
cut,
part.
yeah. Did you want to cut the cord? I said absolutely not. I don't want to cut the umbilical cord.
I was like, I'm good, dog. I'm
No,
good.
hell no, I don't want to cut that thing.
Well, look, at least she got out of having to push him out, especially if he had a big head. So
Yeah, that's
I was
apparently that's what he
I,
did. And he was
I,
was he 9 pounds, 9 pounds, five
ooh,
ounces?
that's the
Yeah,
big baby.
he was a big baby.
This one back here was 8 pounds and 12 ounces. My daughter was 8'9", and my son, my oldest, he was 6 pounds and 15 ounces. So yeah, yep.
You got a little squad over there.
My half the damn squad damn near grown. Almost everybody in the squad is grown. It's only 2 babies left.
And ladies and gentlemen, one of the hosts of Nothing But Net comes in
What's
the
up?
right time. Friday night freestyle. You get to come into Baby Talk.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the process is right, huh?
Yep.
Oh wow, what's up, y'all?
What's
Man,
up?
what's going on, man?
Not
What's
much,
up?
man. Not much. Just just building, building, creating. You know how we do. So, uh, but
Anything to
baby
talk about in the
talk.
basketball world?
Oh God, is there anything to talk about in the basketball world?
That's why we're talking about babies.
I don't know. I mean, it's been such a quiet day. I mean, ain't nobody talking about anything online. Oh yeah. Of course, earlier today, it was announced that LeBron James has made his decision, and he has chosen as he quoted, the last destination, the Philadelphia 76ers, signing a 2-year $4 million a year deal with a player option for the second year to join the Philadelphia 76ers with more pieces. Surprised but not surprised. That's my take. Surprised but not surprised.
Why are you not surprised?
I'm not surprised because, and he explained it perfectly in his announcement, still wanting to compete for a championship. And out of the teams that that were in the running, that was the team to give him the best chance to compete for a championship. I mean, Ryder, we had Golden State pegged from the beginning because it was because it was a nice little chill job at the at the end of your career. You could go play with your friends, and then you could hop on the plane and head back down to SoCal to be with the family. So I gotta respect. Believe it or not, I do have to respect him for this. Okay, because he wants to play for a championship. If you look at the teams that were in the running, the best built team for him to compete for a championship was Philadelphia 76ers, just to be honest. Miami's heavy lifting because they don't have any outside shooters. He would be the outside shooter. Cleveland, been there, done that. And do you really want to do that with Kenny Atkinson? You have to keep that in mind. Compare Kenny Atkinson to a coach in Nick Nurse, who at least has a championship. Coached the team to a championship. Minnesota, because Minnesota wasn't running. Would you really want to? If I'm 41 years old, okay? If I am 41 years old, I would not want to play on a team with Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball. Somebody gonna get slapped by the end of November, okay? And it ain't even gonna take that long. Wouldn't even be no fun for them, all right? And then Golden State, which still, was my front runner, and mainly because because one, Draymond opted out to free up some money. Could have got a little bit more money there. You know everybody there. You played with them, even though it was in an Olympic setting. You've played with them before. That's the reason why that was one. But no, I mean, look, I respect the move to Philly. But I will say this: there's one person in this whole equation that I feel sorry for, that I have so much sympathy for right now, and that's Jaylen Brown.
Why is that? You're gonna have to explain that to me.
Okay. Jaylen Brown is, and as much as I hate using the phrase I'm about to use right now, because 2 to 3 years ago, I fell into hate with Becky Hammons when she used this phrase, 1A player. Jaylen Brown's a 1A player. Okay, Jaylen Brown is your heavy lifting superstar. When it looked like he was going to be on his way out of Boston, I wanted him to go somewhere where he was going to be the focal point. When he got traded to Philly, we automatically knew he wasn't going to be the focal point. That's Tyrese Maxey's team. Okay, and that's Tyrese Maxey's team, and partially Joel Embiid's team when Joel Embiid is healthy. Yes, Yes, that was oxymoron. Joel Embiid healthy. Okay.
Yep.
So, so he was already he was already in a spot where is he going to do well? Yeah, he's Jaylen Brown. He's going to do well, but it's not what I wanted for him, which was get your own team. And now you add LeBron James to that mix. Granted,
Yeah. He
granted,
gets erased. And so
granted, granted, 41 years old. Okay,
it doesn't matter.
the you look as a pissed off Adam Silver said this week, I need LeBron to make his decision so I can set up the rosters. A lot of people were pissed when they heard that, but I'm sorry, it's true. Okay? Because when
Christmas, first game.
Thank you.
All that stuff has to be set up the right way.
Exactly. Christmas opening night. Christmas opening night. You need to know where your big guns are going so you can make sure that's scheduled properly.
Right.
And so so finally the LeBron domino drop. Now he can go ahead and make that. Because trust me, wherever Jalen Duren's going to end up, which is going to be back in Detroit, don't nobody care about where Jalen Duren's going as it relates to setting up the schedule.
So let me hop in real quick if you don't mind, Doug.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got one question for you. So it's opening night Cleveland in Philly, Miami in Philly, or the Knicks the Knicks will be home. So it'll be Boston and Philly. Okay. I think it's Boston and Philly.
Okay. One, Philly's not going to be on opening night. Philly's going to be on that first Wednesday. Okay. I'm sorry. Opening night is
the champ.
Opening night will be the NBA champion New York Knicks at the Garden getting their rings against the Boston Celtics. That's how you start the year off.
Yep.
Okay. That's how you start the year off. Then when Wednesday, that's on Tuesday. When Wednesday rolls around, yeah, you know what? I would actually prefer Philly and Cleveland. I would prefer Philly and Cleveland. Okay. Because you're either going to say Philly and Boston or Philly and New York as a Christmas game.
Right. I think it's Philly and Boston for Christmas. If you're not going to do it that Wednesday, it's got to be Christmas.
I'm actually thinking it's going to be Philly and New York on Christmas, starting off Christmas Day.
All right, man. So now you're on a show called The Freestyle. Now we got a little open forum, opening thing. I don't know if anybody got anything on the top of their head they want to talk about, but I have an idea. But I'm gonna let you guys present anything if you have anything.
Look, we already went over the babies, so that
we went babies and brain surgery.
Yep.
And LeBron, so we're
not
good.
Expected. So there you go. Mm-hmm.
All right. So my question is, if you had Brian, I don't know your proclivity when it comes to music. So I don't know if you are rock, R&B, or whatever. So whatever your favorite genre is, I want your 3 favorite groups in your genre. So if you're R&B, I want your 3 favorite R&B groups. I know there are gonna be more, but your 3 favorite.
All right, so it's all right. I got mine. I'm ready.
Go ahead.
All right, so it's funny you said that because I used to make CDs back when I was in high school. When you could first burn CDs and stuff, and I made one of my 5 favorite and called it like the Fab 5 or whatever. So I always got 5. So I've never narrowed it down to 3, but it's Van Halen, Kiss, and Newfound Glory. Probably never heard of that band, but with Blink-182 and Green Day as the other 2.
Okay.
So that's the genre. I'm a rock alternative kind of guy.
So is that how Brian Jr. got into his music thing, or what is his style?
Brian Jr. is more old school. He likes more of the Van Halen and Kiss obviously, but he likes Bob Dylan and Genesis and Zeppelin, and he's more of a prog guy. And then he's he's a guitarist, so he's real into that the specific guitars too. But yeah, he doesn't like anything modern, and even like '90s and 2000s is almost But he'll listen to anything. He's as a musician, he hears music different than like I do. I'm sure we do too,
Right.
because he'll talk about different things when he hears songs and stuff, and he'll point stuff out. And I don't know what he's talking about, but I just like the chorus. I don't know what he's talking about, but. But yeah, that's he. I don't know. He just always had a desire to play guitar. He a family friend of ours bought him a left-handed guitar because he's left-handed.
Ooh.
When he was like 12, and he would just play with it, not really know what he was doing, and he would go online and download apps to teach him how to play guitar, and then he took it in school, and now he's going to Towson on a scholarship for music. So, and he's in a band called Brave Noise. They're
Yep.
on iTunes, and so yeah, just kind of fell into it. Really, it just kind of happened naturally, and he just naturally taught himself. He never went to music lessons or anything, and never. I mean, besides school, but he pretty much taught himself online. As
All
far as
right.
R&B and stuff goes, like I like there's songs I like, but I never like bought albums or anything or really listened to too much stuff. I
No,
know like the commercial stuff.
no, that's why I say it's your genre because I mean
Yeah.
everybody's got their own style. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna pigeonhole you and like have you try to name something that you don't listen to.
I mean, I like some
I would
like
love
Bone Thugs and Harmony, like Crossroads. Like I love that song, but like I don't know any other their music. I don't.
Hey, look, music is
Mhm.
universal. Period.
Yeah.
Because once I give you something, you're gonna be like, "Really, Jackie? Oh, I listen to every damn thing. I don't care."
So when you get a chance, I want you tell him to give you his 5 favorite guitarists. I'm curious about who he's gonna pick.
Well, I know. It's Steve Hackett is one, the original guitarist for Genesis.
Mm.
And then yeah, out of there, it probably changes all the time. But it was Steve Hackett was his number one guy. I mean, he likes obviously Jimi Hendrix and Page and Eddie Van Halen and stuff like that. I know he's a big fan of Stevie Ray Vaughan,
Mhm.
but like the big one is Steve Hackett because that's not a name that a lot of people know, and that's the guy that he was. I know he was modeling himself after for a while, but he's developed his own style. But I'll get his 5 for next week.
Okay.
Oh shucks.
Steve
See,
Perry.
nah, it's a lefty. I know.
Okay. Well, shoot, off top. Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, Outcast. Those are my first three. Period. Period. End of story. There's a lot of 4 or 5s that that are there. From Gangstar,
Mm-hmm.
from MOP, um, even even groups like early Black Sheep. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, especially with groups and especially with hip hop. When you look at really 99 on, you know you had a lot, oh shoot, almost go. Why did I even forget that little brother? Okay, there was a real drop off, as it related to groups, especially, especially when you got into the early 2000s. It's one of the reasons why I give Little Brother so much love, and Slum Village.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, groups. Yeah, groups. When it comes to hip hop, your strongest, most influential period as it relates to groups was from the golden age of '87 through 92. Well, through 92, 93 actually. So.
You're not a Black Moon fan?
Oh,
And the boot camp
yeah,
clip?
man. Look, I love Boot Camp. I love Black Moon. Uh,
Right.
but however, when it comes to the entire collective, you know, I always got love to rest in peace, Sean Price. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you had a lot, even within that group, you had a lot of good MCs that could have just stood out in their own. I mean, Buckshot for a little while was able to stand out on his own. You ever go back to like 2007, 2008, when Buckshot dropped the album, album with the super producer Ninth Wonder. Incredible, incredible album. Yeah, shoot. I mean, look, there's so many groups. There's so many groups that that especially in hip hop, that I can bring up that just sent chills. Okay, I was a big Bush Babies fan. Okay, Bush Babies were a group out of Brooklyn, and actually it was funny because me and the crew were at a show in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and we were actually, and it was funny because we were actually doing an interview with the group called Channel Live. Channel Live had this song called Madism. They were a part of Front Page Entertainment, which was KRS-One's. KRS-One's management group. So interviewed them for a local rag here. Had an absolutely incredible time backstage. Bush Babies, Nine. Just that. Look, and that's all. I'll say this. That's a whole different series of content, as it relates to love, life, and experience when it comes to hip hop. Also shout out to the Jungle Brothers, my man Mike G, Brand New being my man Sadat X. So
dude, you know what? We got to get a show. It's going to be me, you, and I'm gonna see if I can get my boy Mello, because he's a New York guy. He used to do this. He used to call it B-side Bodega was his show.
Ooh.
He did that probably a couple months ago. He had a few episodes, and I'm telling you now, the two of you in the same room would be dangerous with the people you talk to, the people you know. But let me give this up to Miss Jackie now,
I'll
because
do
I'm
it.
gonna see where y'all go. Because I'm gonna take it wherever you go. I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Okay. Well, I'm all over the place.
I know
So
you are.
yeah. So I got System of a Down.
Oh shit! I didn't
Uh
expect to hear that.
yeah, see what I mean? And I'm on my yacht rock shit. So I'm with Michael McDonald right now because everybody has copied off of him in some way, shape, or form. And then I've got Prince.
Well,
Yeah.
Prince
Prince,
is
System of a
okay.
Down, and Michael McDonald.
That's
Yeah.
the most eclectic shit you could ever
Yeah,
have.
that's crazy.
You're welcome.
The sounds are so different. So the Michael McDonald thing is always hilarious to me, because I always think when I hear Michael McDonald, I think of 40-year version when they kept playing it on repeat.
Yeah,
And Paul Rudd is
Yep.
like, if you play this one more time,
Yep.
that's my it like oversets everything else,
and
because I know he
actually,
did the song with Patty.
right. It's funny that you mentioned that you got a Michael McDonald memory. Let me tell you my Michael McDonald memory. Okay,
Go
my
ahead.
favorite Michael McDonald memory is the greatest 2-part episode of What's Happening of all time, when the Doobie Brothers came and performed at at their high school, and Rerun was bootlegging the show on with the tape recorder strapped to strapped to his stomach. Okay. and, and he started breaking out with Taking It to the Street. I love me some Michael McDonald. I hate. I understand. I hate the term yacht rock. I really hate the term yacht rock.
Well, yeah.
I do,
But-
I do, because the
I
term.
thought
I
he was
mean,
about to say I hate Prince.
no, please, nah. The
It was
term
just funny the way you paused. I thought
yeah.
you were gonna say that, hey, but I hate Prince.
I completely understand it because it limits it.
And not only that, the term itself is 25 years old. The term
Mhm.
itself is not even as old as the music that falls under the genre.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was waiting for him to show up. I tried to leave him a message, but you were having your technical difficulties, so I couldn't type a message to ask him to like drop something or drop a subject in the comments. But next week maybe we can get an Ant inspired topic. But he says I've collected greatest hits albums, original pressing of Led Zeppelin.
Ooh.
That's
I
probably
don't know
good.
what this is. Did any of you guys have a Niagara tape recorder?
Niagara tape recorder. Yeah, not sure
No.
what
I don't
that is.
even know what that is, bruh.
That answers
I
that question. Sorry.
I had a boombox and I got the cheap tapes because my tapes always popped.
Mm.
And I wasn't wasting my money on no Memorex because I couldn't afford Memorex back then. Because that was the tape. If
I
you had
used
a Memorex, you was doing something.
Memorex and Maxell.
Hey, I used to take old albums that I was no longer listening to. There you go. There you go.
Yo, so all right, this is an interesting question. So, and back in the day, they used to do comedy shows, and we had I don't know where I got it from, but somehow I got my hands on the Robin Harris comedy tape.
Ooh.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, like I was like the kingpin of the neighborhood. Like everybody was like, "Yo, let me borrow that joint." I was like, "Hold on." So I record it and give it to him because I wasn't lending it out because I knew I was never get it back.
Yep.
Niagara tape recorder is a tape recorder that is one of the big ones that look like things you. Okay, all right.
Like what
Sounds
are
like
them
weed.
long rectangle ones?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that what he's
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah,
Okay. Where you pop it
yeah.
open
I
and
think that's
okay.
something.
It's got like the
Um,
speaker on it too.
Oh, you had some money.
So what was my original question? It was the 3 groups that you listened to.
Yeah,
Mhm.
your 3 favorite groups. Yeah, so you said you're gonna go a different direction, but you have to go a different direction after hers. There's no.
Yeah, I went everywhere. So
All
Yeah,
right, so
right.
here's my 3. Here's my 3. First is Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay.
Gotta be. Second has to be the Osley Brothers.
okay.
Okay.
Now I need to get 4 because third has to be the Jackson 5. But 4, if you give me a 4th, I want Harold Melvin the Blue Notes. And the
And you
reason I want
taking
Harold Melvin in the Blue
so
Notes is because I've never seen a band where the lead guy was not the lead guy.
hey.
The group was named Harold Melvin, so everybody thought Teddy Pendergrass' name was Harold Melvin, and it wasn't.
See?
So yeah, that was my joint right there.
That's what
Well,
happened. Get in the group.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
had another question, but I don't know how much time y'all want to say. And
Look, I'm like, we already at 48 minutes. Doesn't matter. We here now. Might as well finish it.
Anthony's got his 3 favorite.
let's
Pretty
just
good.
go ahead and tap away, Brian.
Yeah. So my 3 favorite groups are, or his 3 favorite groups are Led Zeppelin, ZZ Top, and the Beach Boys. Yeah, they all pretty much go together.
I get around.
He says his first comedy album that I've ever had was the George Carlin album where he was all clean with the sweater vest on.
That's crazy.
I never got George Carlin. I never got it. I'm a big stand-up
No.
guy. I actually did stand up. I did stand up for a couple years. It was my dream to do it. I did it for a little while, but I never got George Carlin.
Hold on. That's the new topic. Let's go. Talk about it.
Yep. You feel like going back? Hey, look, the boss did some stand up, but we just gonna leave that at that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did it in 08 and 09. I did it in DC and stuff, and I went to like a comedy school or whatever in the DC Improv. I performed at the DC Improv, the
It's a
Groupies
very
Joke
small.
House.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Because they
And
put y'all in that second room.
no, but back
after-
when I did it, we performed on the main. We did it in
Yeah,
front of
after you
yeah.
graduated on the main stage.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like I said, this was in 09, and then I did a lot of stuff after that. I was with a guy. I hooked up with a guy named Seton Smith, if you look him up, he's got a lot of stuff. He was actually on the. You guys ever heard of John Mulaney?
Mm-hmm.
I know what
He
you're
had
talking
a
about.
yeah. He was a writer for SNL, and he's done stand up and stuff. And he actually had his own sitcom on Fox for like a half a year. It didn't last, but my friend was on that show. But he came to me. He was like, "Look, I want to take the next step. You want to go to me and another guy. We want to go to New York. You want to go with us?" And my son Brian Jr. was 2. We weren't. It's funny because like when I got into it, like my dad was like, you can't commit to it. I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Sure, I can." But then when the opportunity came where I had to travel
He
and
was.
not really make any money, like you just have to wing it.
Mm-hmm.
I just it was a bad time, bad timing, and obviously I didn't go. And he released a special 2 3 years ago from Madison Square Garden. So,
Yep.
but I'm on the Sideline Junkies Radio Network now, so we're kind of evened out. but uh, but
Hey,
my all time favorite stand up comedian. I know Richard Pryor is considered the best, and Bill Cosby at one time. I know it's a little different looking at him now, but me personally, I think Eddie Murphy's the best of all time at stand up.
Eddie was a rock star. Okay,
Mhm.
Eddie brought brought a rock star element to comedy, and at that time. So nah, Eddie being your being your favorite. Nah, that's you know
Yeah,
totally understandable.
his entrance in Eddie Murphy Raw sums up
Woo!
Oh
what you
yeah.
just said.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when you watch that as a if you like music and you're into comedy, like for that entrance, like that's like the ultimate.
And,
I watched
and
that.
actually,
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought up. I'm glad you brought up Eddie Murphy Raw, because the version that of Eddie Murphy of Raw that the general public got was not the best version of Raw. It was not. It was not. There was another version of Raw where there was some stuff that was actually cut out
Of course.
of, yeah,
yeah.
because yeah, when you hear his joke about him hanging out and trying to pick up women with Martin Luther King Jr. Woo! Yeah. And back in 87, 88, yeah, you couldn't that could not make the final cut of the show at all.
All right, let's go to this is a new voice, so I'm not sure. He commented earlier, and I just want
Yeah.
to make sure we reach out, we at least acknowledge the comments. Y'all getting little what?
What's up,
Um,
Addie?
Tripping on blue meanings. Let's get this thing going. You know what
And
this
then he
is?
asked him. No, so that's why I didn't put it up because I wasn't sure if it was like a bot or a new fan. If you're new, great, welcome.
Hey.
OG brightened up my heart. So I just wanted to acknowledge those. Um,
I
yeah, I
like
was
Anthony's comedians because he's bringing a different demographic or not demographic.
And I'll say this, look, oh, wait a minute.
before you go, hold on, before you go, let me hit this. Let me hit these two. So, boss says Matchbox 20, Isley Brothers, the Beatles.
You guys like
That's
a wide variety of music in that family. Matchbox 20, System of a Down. I mean, the Beatles that's fine, but Matchbox 20, System of a Down, Prince, and Michael McDonald.
Hey.
all right. So then he said, in regards collections to you guys, either have Lenny Williams, The Four Seasons, Earth, Wind and Fire, or the Bee Gees. I thought I said Earth, Wind and Fire is
Yep.
my
You said
first.
for the
Yep.
Okay,
Bee Gees are not for me.
Bee Gees. I'm gonna tell you right now. How Deep Is Your Love is one of the most covered songs, and it's one of the dopest covers. And it depends on who you get to cover it.
Of
One of my
course.
favorite covers is PJ Morton, and there's two. It's PJ Morton and Alex Isley, and then PJ Morton with what's the girl? Oh, what's her name? The white shorty. Um,
Well, that narrows
uh,
it down.
Tina.
I'll pull it. Huh?
Tina Marie.
No. It's the young.
Oh, okay.
I'll pull it up. I got it in my. I know it's in my search.
I was gonna say
Oh
he
yeah.
didn't do he did.
Yeba.
Oh, yeah, oh
Who
god.
the fuck is Giva?
Yeba.
Who is Giva?
Why? Yo, look it up. She's dope.
Oh, okay.
That shorty is dope.
Please don't do that, because that's like when I told you listen to Sylvia. Your ass ain't end up. I don't know if you end up listening to Sylvia, because Sylvia was the pioneer of fucking hip hop. People fail to realize that, because she was the reason the Sugar Hill Gang was what it was. Because she
I know
wrote
I
it.
didn't. I'm gonna tell you right now. I know I didn't. So I apologize.
did.
'Cause I'm terrible at following up. Because
I
my
know. So
mind.
telling me to look up something so you can kiss my ass. Nope. Nope.
Hey, okay, that's
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Yep. It's
You
okay.
gonna miss out.
I'll look at it later.
For me, because I'm Latino, my top 3 are Freddie Prinze Jr., Chef Marin, George Lopez, and
He
Gabriel Iglesias.
means he means
It means
Cheech
Cheech.
Marin.
Yeah.
it's
It means
Cheech
Cheech
Marin.
Marin.
And are you referring to Freddie Prinze? Are you referring to Freddie Prinze Senior or Junior? Freddie
said
Prinze
Junior.
Senior. Yeah, but here's
The
the whole thing.
senior.
Yeah, I don't
Junior's
ever
not a comedian.
Yeah, I don't ever remember Junior doing stand up. His pops, Freddie Prinze Senior, was incredible. Chico and the Man,
Yeah, Chico and the
incredible.
Man.
But his stand up was freaking incredible. When I mean legendary, legendary. We lost him. We lost him way too soon.
I like Lopez. I think he's a little underrated, and I think his show gets a bad
I
rep.
think he was too.
It's
I think
funny.
He is
I
funny.
think
Well,
once
he's
he got his
crazy
show,
now, but
I think he lost his zip. Like everybody loses their. Once you get a show and some other stuff, I think a lot of comedians lose their fastballs.
Once people get hands in the pot,
yeah,
because
you gotta stop grinding.
you're having to conform to what the wider, broader audiences want. So
that's my biggest fear right now with the.
Oh, he meant Senior.
Yeah,
he
that's
said
what
he
I
meant
thought. Yeah.
Senior.
That's the biggest fear that I have with the upcoming Earthquake sitcom.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, that's my biggest fear. One, it's on Fox. Okay.
He's been around a long time too.
Exactly.
Finally get a show. He's been around a long time.
But it's on Fox One. And when it's on, in this day and age, when it's on network TV, I'm already gonna have doubts. The one thing that I like about it is who he's producing the sitcom with, because he's working with Bill Burr, and Bill Burr is one of my absolute favorite comedians.
Bill Burr's take on the WNBA is comedy gold.
I'm gonna have to go look at it.
Yeah, Bill Burr's pretty good.
Have you ever listened to the podcast with him and his wife?
No, I have. I've never listened to that.
Hilarious.
Let me see.
Hilarious.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You know who Bill Burr is?
Yeah, you know who Bill Burr is.
So, like when they did the race draft, he was the redhead.
Yes, I know exactly. Yeah, they retarded. They need, and you think I got problems. We're a little. Yeah.
The race draft is one of the funniest. I mean, this Chappelle Show itself, we could do a whole show on Chappelle Show. Yeah.
Miss Boss, check your phone, please.
Look, I can't do that because I'm on my phone.
Okay. All right. Well, when you finish, please do that.
Okay. Am I getting fined for my mouth? Probably. So I apologize. Whatever.
You good?
And Brian, you mentioned a race. You mentioned a racial draft. Nah, look, the World Series of dice. Okay.
Yes.
That show out of the gate, the very first sketch from that show was it Clayton Bigsby, the black KKK guy. I mean, that show right out of the gate.
Yep.
That's one of the funniest sketches, period. And that's the first sketch they ever aired. Obviously, Rick James, and the Prince, True Hollywood Stories.
Charlie Murphy carried that.
Yeah. Season 1 of the Chappelle Show was great. Season 2 was just an entire different level. It was an entire different level.
Yeah, Wayne Brady and
it was this skit. He was screwing this chick. She was married. She ended up getting divorced from his wife. She ended up getting divorced from her husband.
Right.
And he threw her out. And him, his wife, and his kid is laughing her out, talking about petty. She was mad.
I remember that one. The
and
one
then
I love.
the part.
keeping it real.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
We're keeping it real strong.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
classic.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean the Nick Cannon is hilarious. Was amazing. God, what is the one? I can't think of the joint now. Oh,
Samuel Jackson Beer. That's a good one.
that's
Yep.
another great one. No,
Yeah.
the Calvin when he says it's a thin line between fries and shakes.
Yeah.
Donnell Rollins, low key, was a killer on that show because when he
Ooh,
did the pimp with where he had kept spraying his head, he said that wasn't even in the script.
of course
Like
not.
they
The best.
forgot to put him in that scene, and they was like, "Well, can you come up with something?" He was like, "Yeah, I got you." So that whole thing was like that thing happened in 10 to 20 minutes of just his brain being like, "Yeah, all right, I'm gonna take this to a whole different thing." Um, Maddie says Teddy's listening while he swings. Um, what is this? Well, you think can sport is bad, but
Well, he had said something earlier. I think that piggybacked off that.
oh, okay, cool. All right, hold on. So I'll let you
Yeah.
read it because
All right. It says people forget about Lenny Bruce because you think cancel culture was bad now with comedians. Can you imagine him having to deal with the church and the border regulation when it comes to Deep City? And then that's when he brought up the one you had brought up was more about Lenny Bruce. I know Lenny Bruce is a pioneer of
yeah,
and I think isn't he the one where supposedly Dennis Leary stole all his material? I think it's Lenny Bruce.
I
Or is it
think
another?
it's one of those guys. Yeah,
Yeah, I've
And,
listened to a little
and,
bit.
it,
I just know he's ahead of his time.
and it really was. I'll be honest with you, it really wasn't material as more as it was with Cadence. You know,
yeah.
yeah. But shoot, comedians comedians borrow from each other
Mm-hmm.
all the time. It's just which is just who gets the joke out there first.
Yep.
Is what it is what it really is.
It comes
And
back to Jay-Z. He said, "You made a hot line, I made a hot song." That's how it goes. Because you gotta think about it. Like if you're in a circle with comedians, you're always constantly telling jokes and saying stuff.
mhm,
Of course. Yep.
Like the ideas is like the same because
Yeah.
you're using the same brain and you all thinking from the same pot. Like that pot and that kettle was so deep. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the ocean you trying to dig out of. You digging out of like
The pond.
yeah.
Yep.
When I did my set at the DC Improv, I had it on YouTube, but for some reason it taken
You
down,
did a
which I'm not.
set.
Well, it was a 5 minute showcase.
Oh, time out,
Yeah. When
bro.
you graduate from
When you graduate, you perform
when,
DC Improv. I did a 5 minute, but after that, I
yep.
did shows for about 6 more months. I did restaurants. I did Magooby's Joke House. I did a bunch of different places. But I had one on YouTube. Like I said, I don't know why I got taken down because it's not that big of a deal. But if you watch it, and I have ADHD, but if you watch it, like I'm walking side to side on the stage. So, but the stage is small, so it looks
Mhm.
like I'm like pacing and I'm nervous. In my mind, I'm Eddie Murphy and Delirious walking back and forth the
Back
way
and
he
forth.
does. You
That's
said
crazy.
everybody borrows. Yeah, like in my mind, that's what I'm doing. I'm walking side to side, cool like Eddie Murphy, but it comes off like I'm nervous and I'm spastic because the stage is so small.
yo,
Yeah.
Ryder, get to that last question that Ant posted. It's a
This
good
one.
question. Yep.
All right.
Do you agree with Cat calling out people for stealing other people's material when technically everybody was using other people's material? It's just whoever
Yeah.
got it first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
regardless
have a story about that.
who got it out there first and who got it
Yeah.
out there the biggest, yeah. If you feel it's your right to call out someone stealing your joke, you call them out. Period. Especially if you hear one joke on one platform and then you hear another comedian do a similar joke on another platform. Yeah, it's within his right to call it out.
So
That's
I was at a comedy competition in a restaurant called EJ Landings in College Park, Maryland, and
I know about that place. Yeah.
yeah, and it was 15 of us, and the host was terrible, just an awful host. Which if you're doing a comedy show in general, that's bad. If you're doing a competition, it's
Yeah.
terrible. Because the guys that are performing anyway aren't great, and if your host can't bring the audience back up, it's
Right.
just a
Then it's
disaster.
dead
Yeah.
from beginning to end.
But anyway, actually bumped into an old high school friend of mine, and he was actually out there with his wife watching me. My wife was there, and I was one of the last ones to go up. So I was sitting, but everybody's not doing well. But I'm sitting at the table, and this guy's doing his routine, and one of his jokes, I finished the joke as he's telling it, and they just kind of look at me, and then he tells another joke, and I finished that one, and he goes, "How are you doing that?" I was like, "Because that's not his material," and it was word for word of another comedian's. It was um a blind man walks into a convenience store and he picks up a CNI dog by the tail and twirls twirls it around. And the guy says, "Oh, can I help you, sir?" He goes, "No, I'm just looking around." That's an old ass joke that's been told by many different comedians. And then there's another one is like, "Yeah, I used to be homeless." And then you tell a couple jokes and you go, "But the best thing about being homeless, when you pick up a chick, you can." Oh no, I'm sorry, I screwed it up. I like dating homeless women because the best thing about dating homeless women, you can drop them off anywhere.
Yep.
Again, another old joke that's told, and people are laughing at this, and I was like, "Well, yeah, of course they are because a professional comedian wrote this. I can
Right.
go up there and do Eddie Murphy Delirious, but that doesn't mean anything." And he ended up winning the competition, which I debated whether or not when I did my set to call that out while I was performing because I was pretty pissed off, but I didn't, and maybe I should have,
Yeah.
but because it was irritating because it wasn't like an idea, it was word for
It,
word. I was finishing the joke before he did, and they were both looking at me like, "You knew that
Oh,
what he
what
was
is
going to do." I was
this
like, "Yeah."
movie? There's a oh man,
what
I
happened?
gotta find this later on. Because I know I'm not gonna get it in the time that we have here. Um, anything else? You guys got any? Oh no, Miss Boss, you said you want to do a open mic. Have you done an open mic?
No, I haven't. I've been to plenty of them. So
Now you got new material. Yeah,
hey,
brain
look,
surgery.
I'm talking
Oh
what
yeah.
poetry.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Because I'm funny, but I ain't grab somebody. I probably am. We're not gonna do this right now because I am a little off. So yeah. You see,
Writing, being funny with your buddies or being funny in this environment is
which is
writing
yeah,
material and performing it on stage is very different. It's very
like
difficult.
you graduated from DC Comedy Club. So did
Yeah.
Boss Man. He did it. He did it with his friend uh uh his ex friend of his. But that's how I know that they have the show because I went to the graduation show and it was entertaining.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let
like I
me.
said, mine was back in '09. It was a long
I
time ago, but I
I
know I
can't.
know they still do it.
What's the kid? I'm trying to think. Was the kid here? Yeah, the kid was here because he was in Avebury. So this
Uh,
had to be like 18. This had to be like 19, right before COVID when he did it. So they haven't stopped.
I enjoyed it and wanted to go on the road, but I will say it was every week during like when I had a show, like it's nerve-wracking. Because I did the DC Improv and it was a great set, and then the very next day I went to a restaurant with a friend of mine and there was 4 people there.
mm,
Those are the
And I did
worst.
and I did the same set and it didn't really go very well. And I
Right.
was like, that was the first time you realize, okay,
And so you have to feel the audience
yeah.
because that's basically that's what dictates the show.
Because I remember I was like,
The,
I just did the DC Improv last
audience
night.
matters.
Huh?
The audience matters, no matter
Oh,
what
I
it
it
is.
know.
does. It
Yep.
does. It does. I have a
I'll
close.
never forget. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I got a close friend of mine, and he's a stand up comic. He's been doing it for like 8 years now, and I mean, because he's always been naturally funny, but he pretty much went through the classes and all that so that he can learn how to properly do it on stage, right? And it's funny. I gotta share this story. I'm not gonna give out the names because I want to because the story I'm about to share I just need to you know keep the names anonymous, right?
Gotcha.
So when he first started, doing stand up comedy, one of the first things I told him was, look, my man, but here's the one advice I have to give you. Don't be out here sleeping with these female comedians. I told him, don't be sleeping with these female comedians.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So he had a show with this female comedian, and he was like, "Yo, when we were in the green room together, and she was just just talking junk, just talking junk, ignoring me, whatever." And then she got on stage, and she spent the majority of her set trashing me. And when he said that, I was like, "You slept with her, didn't you?" He was like, "Yeah, man, I did. Yeah, I did." So after she finished her set, she left the venue. Okay, and then he was next up, and he was like, "Bro, you would have been proud of me." And I was like, "Why would I have been proud of you?" He was like, "Because I dealt with it in the first 30 seconds of my set, and then I moved on." And I was like, "What'd you say?" He was like, "I got on stage and I said, yeah, regarding the comedian that was up here before me, uh, all I got to say is, good deal, do it to you." And then he went on with his set.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
You know? Uh, but yeah, I hope he learned his lesson from that. I really did.
He probably didn't.
Yeah, he probably knowing him now, he probably hasn't. He probably hasn't. And and look, man, look, homie, if you're looking at this and the story sounds familiar, yeah, I'm talking about your ass, okay?
You know who he's talking about.
Yeah.
All right, so real quick, just to catch up on comments, Maddie says Teddy says two guys walk into a bar. Classic George Carlin is the best. I never screwed a 10, but one night I screwed 5 twos, and that should count for something. A different word used, of course.
Yep.
You know what? The funny thing about that line is in the movie Ali. Bundini, Jamie Foxx says that because it's the scene where he breaks up with Jada Pinkett Smith, and he says to him, I forgot the other actor's name, but he says to Jamie Foxx, "How do you break up with a woman that takes you to the moon?" And then they say something about a 10, and Bundini says this line. I know he was like, "I never had a 10, but I had 5 twos." I'm right now in that movie, I've seen Ali so many times. It's ridiculous. That's a whole nother subject. That could be a show next week.
Hey.
Ali, the movie?
No, not Ali the movie, but movies that you know.
Oh, well, yeah.
From beginning to
Jaws and Dumb and Dumber.
Harlem Nights.
Hey, don't. Yeah, good God.
I'm just saying.
Oh, time out. I'm gonna just go to my colleague. What's the word I'm about to say?
Content.
Look,
Well, I thought the next week we were going to come on and do the whole movie.
I could have said something right now, but I didn't because I was like, Because if I'm on next week, if I'm on next week, I gotta save it for next week. If that's gonna be topic one and two, I already know what Ryder's gonna say. Content, quit giving away content.
He'd be okay. He'd be just fine.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a compliment or a good thing or a bad thing. Our show put Teddy to sleep.
Oh, that's always a compliment. Anytime you can rock a baby to sleep.
Yeah, for context, Teddy's a baby.
Yep.
Just in case somebody doesn't know that.
I used to be a bus operator, and boss man used to be a train operator. Anytime you get somebody to fall asleep in your vehicle, you know you're doing a great job.
Right.
Because that's when you're the most vulnerable, you're the most comfortable. Anytime you can rock somebody to sleep, yep, that's a compliment.
Now, before we get out of here, it's cheap plug time. Leroy Ison, better known as Lee Ice.
What's up, Lee Ice?
You can catch me and Lee Ice every Tuesdays at 6:30 on Unapologetic Sports. Everywhere you can find the Sideline Junkies podcast network. Real quick, Midnight Rider, let me rant for 1 second. I've been wanting to do this on my show, and I keep forgetting, but I just looked at it just now. There's a number. So I'm big on YouTube, and I look at our YouTube numbers, and I look at our subscribers and all that. We have a certain amount of subscribers that we're one subscriber away from getting to a better number that looks better on paper. One away. And we've been one away for a few days. So if you're listening to this, watching this, please go to YouTube, Sideline Junkies Podcast Network, and subscribe to the channel so we can get to that number.
Please do.
Yeah, it's embarrassing to look at the numbers and to see that number. So really, we can't get one more to get to the pretty looking number. So please like, subscribe.
Every number is a pretty looking number.
But this number is prettier though.
Okay, fine. It's actually okay. All right. I'm gonna have to figure out what that number is. Because now I'm nosy. Matter of fact, hold on. I got the computer right in front of me. Duh.
Because I saw it for a while and it was like 10 away, 12 away, and kept meaning to bring it up on the show to get to that number, and then now it's at one away from. It's like, come on, we got to get that one more subscriber.
We got to make that every week, like you guys say.
I know. It's my bad for not doing it.
Yeah, no, that's all good. He says I'm celebrating LeBum not going to the Warriors. I was waiting for him. I know he worked on Fridays, so I knew he was gonna be a late ad. But yeah, I figured as much, Lee Ice. We are way over what we normally do. I think we should just go ahead and save some content for next week. I don't know if we can get the same faces in the same places, but go ahead.
I said, but I'll be here. This face ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
And his Midnight Rider.
All right. So yes. First and foremost, thank everyone for watching. Thank everybody for being here. Thank you guys for jumping in with us. This is the kind of the thought process. We covered LeBron going to Philly. Mm-hmm. We got the boss lady surgery. Mm-hmm. We got talked about our kids being born. Mm-hmm. Talked a little music. Talk some more music. Talk comedy. Mm-hmm. That's the whole impetus of this whole thing that we call the Friday Night Freestyle. It's a smorgasbord. So we just here to do whatever. And no, we're not way over, boss man. Cause way over would be 1:30.
Look here.
We're just kind of over.
2 hours. But see, this is different because it's the randomness in it. And we can always forever. That's a big difference.
We gotta go watch the WNBA 3-point contest. What are we doing?
Give me Sabrina Nescu. Let's go. For Flying Brian, C. Perry II, Mrs. Bossman, I'm the Midnight Rider. Thank you for joining the freestyle. If you got something, we got a suggestion. Hit the suggestion box, or just send a DM to one of the 4 people on the thing, and let's go and see what happens. Hey, and Anthony, make sure you reach out to somebody here so we can get your information too, brother. With that being said, thank everybody for coming out. Look forward to seeing you next week. Enjoy your week. Don't forget tomorrow night, Saturday Night WrestleManiacs. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we're doing Gridiron at 11:30. I'll put a flyer out first thing in the morning if we are. And then, of course, Sunday at 11, Sunday Rise. No better way to start your week off than with us. But that being said, thank everybody for being here. And thank you and have a good